Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role playing games with friends. This is Star Wars Saturdays, my ongoing anthology campaign of tabletop RPGs, where every month, sometimes from extended a few months, but generally every month I'll choose a different tabletop RPG, reskin it, hack it, modify it, or just drop it straight in so that members of the open hearth community can gather together and tell a new story in Star Wars. And sometimes we have recurring characters, sometimes we have brand new characters. I've even had folks who played a character that they didn't have in a previous Star Wars Saturdays game. It's all good. We remix, we tell lots of different tonally different stories and mechanically different RPGs. We are currently in a quarterly where we're trying to achieve 10 total sessions for some unknown reason. Gosh, I don't know why that would be the number I chose to run of this, but Stellar Conflict is the game that we are playing. We are pretty far along. So if this is the first time you're watching it and you notice that it says Stellar Conflict like 8, well, there's 7 previous sessions, friend. You can go check them out. But if you don't want to, that's okay too. Just as a note, Jared James is the person who hacked or drifted Dungeon World to create Stellar Conflict. And Stellar Conflict is at its heart basically Dungeon World but for Star Wars. And I love it. It's got some really cool classes or playbooks or what have you, whatever you want to call it. We have a business bounty hunter. We have a hashtag not a Jedi. And then we have just a straight up scoundrel. Like checks all the boxes of a scoundrel, except for, also possible royal lineage. But that's fine. That's fine. Everybody's breaking the rules here. And as a note, if you're a Dungeon World aficionado, you may notice some terminology that is like Dungeon World, but slightly not. I took the moves, the basic moves, which were originally just straight up the Dungeon World moves, added in some Stone Top flavor. Stone Top is a recently completed Kickstarter that's the final stages of development for public release. It is as close as we'll likely ever get to a Dungeon World second edition, not written by the original authors, Sage and Adam. This is written by Jeremy Strandberg, but it's quite good. It uses advantage and disadvantage, which I think is a pretty cool tweak to the original Dungeon World moves. And then after a couple sessions, I decided maybe we should have slightly more Star Warsy names for the moves. So instead of volley, it's blast 'em, and hack and slash is now fight with an exclamation point. Spout lores, figure it out. Discern realities is analyze. And if you're sitting here thinking, "Gosh, I don't know any of this Dungeon World stuff," that's okay. Like that, all that you need to know, I've just told you. Totally cool. So we're going to go around the horn and have folks introduce themselves and introduce their characters. Then we'll reset where we were. 'Cause we've had a couple weeks pass since we last played. But I will note that Andesh, who plays Princess Tirla Path, the noble, Andesh can make it today, and we wish him the best, and we'll miss him. But I'm totally going to damsel your character. I'm sorry, I damseled a dude. It's not gendered damseling. It's just damsel as a term, not as a pejorative or something. Yeah. There you go. It makes me feel like I'm not a bad person. Let's do introductions. I'm going to start from the right hand side of the character keeper. Welcome back, Cisco. I'm so excited to have you back here. If you could introduce yourself and remind us a bit about your character.
Glad to be back, Rich. My name is Cisco. I am playing Secundo Path, aka Lando Calrissian, aka Cincinnati Soul Run. He thinks he is the most interesting man in the galaxy. He can apply traditional physics to the Star Wars universe. He once ate an entire sarlacc as an appetizer. And he doesn't just look strong enough to pull the ears off of Gondark. He is strong enough to pull the ears off of Gondark. He thinks he is the most interesting man in the galaxy.
That's delightful. I shouldn't have let you go first. That really should have been the last intro because that was so good. In the middle of our character keeper is my buddy Steven. If you could introduce yourself and remind us about your character, please.
Hi, my name is Steven. My pronouns are he, him. And today I'm playing Tassa Bray, whose pronouns are she, her. She's a Twi'lek, looks like this. And Tassa is from the Zaysan Shah, which is a group of Jedi who were left, a Force-sensitive people who were left on a planet by the Jedi, meaning to come back, but then everybody who knew about them were killed. They kind of hate the Jedi and they hate, the Sith and all of that kind of stuff. And they form their own like group and society and all that kind of stuff over the years. And I was searching for my brother who had left to explore the galaxy, and along the way got stopped helping people. Oh, this person needs help and that person needs help, and that's how I got wrapped up with the rest of this crew.
It's true. Maybe if you just focused on helping your brother, you wouldn't be where you are now. And that might be a topic of conversation at some point, maybe. Cody, my friend, last but certainly not least, if you could introduce yourself and tell us about your character.
Yeah. What's up? It's me, your boy, Cody, and I'm playing Kaz Kengrave, the bounty hunter. He's hunting for a buck. He gives no fucks, and he's here to blast them.
That is splendid. All right. So, Cisco, let's play a little bit of double checking Rich's memory and making sure it jives with Cisco's memory. At the end of last session, that you participated in, Cincinnati was separated from the rest of the group, still posing as Lando Calrissian, though someone may have let it slip that they know that that's not the truth. But that's okay. They just happen to be your ex. Was Cincinnati, and also this is where I'm leaning on Stephen and Cody because you played in the session where I had to damsel Cincinnati because Cisco couldn't make it. Did we say that Lando was just escorted away by the security or stunned and dragged away? I can't remember.
Escorted away. As a very important person, I believe they got him out of harm's way.
Okay, good. Thank you.
But what happened behind closed doors? Who knows?
Oh, exactly. Oh wait, what is the? I don't know what this. What Cisco? What does that mean? I don't know what we're plugging. What are we plugging?
Oh, Cody forgot the famous line.
I forgot to plug the channel. You gotta like and subscribe. You gotta, when I was cutting my promo,
button.
get in the comments, hit the like and subscribe button, get notifications on every new video from GM Rich, the Orc Lord.
Hey, here, let me get to some comments. We are using a layered set of safety tools for this game, friends. That's right. We're not man enough to play without safety tools or whatever. We do have lines, which means this is a line we don't cross. It's content we're not interested in having in hashtag this Star Wars. Veils are things that we're okay if it as content exists, but we really don't want to shine a spotlight on it. Therefore, we'll do a quick Lucas-style star wipe away or fade to black, as it were. And then the last bit in that three-piece safety tool is ask first, which means the content could be okay, but it's very situational. So rather than shoving it in our faces, we've agreed that this content will mention out of character. For example, I always click the box in our little checkboxy thing of Google spreadsheets that Rich loves checkboxes. Checkbox the midichlorians because some people midichlorians really sets them off and they hate it with a purple passion, and I respect that. Like, we can have Star Wars with M count, with midichlorians, without, right? That's fine. So I check that box so that if someone says, oh yeah, I want to brag about my character's midichlorian count, that you mention it out of character so someone could go, can you try it a different way? Let me show you the door here. Yeah, maybe you could take your midichlorians and like that ruined my childhood or something like that. There are some people who it's just not their thing. So, and then we totally respect that. We also have the X card, which means you didn't realize that a particular piece of content would bother you, and that's okay, right? We don't. Who the hell even knew some of the stuff that we've ended up doing in this game? So if it hits the point where it's really not fun for you, bothers you in the least, or it's just something you'd like to not do today, you can X card that. Just say, hey, Rich, I need to X card this. You can use our die roller, has a little X cardy button, all that kind of stuff. So lots of tools and options. So there we go. That'll get us some edgelord comments, I'm sure. And if it doesn't, that's fine too. It's okay. In our last session, Cincinnati, posing as Lando Calrissian, was hastily escorted away. The crew started off on the Nephil station, which is located in the planet of Arx, a gas supergiant that up until this point had declared that while they were in an Imperial remnant, that they operated mostly independently. It's a phrase that we might have associated to a certain other gas fueling station in the clouds. One might think that Lando Calrissian could have said his own self. But when a Star Destroyer comes out of hyperspace on your doorstep and all the klaxons are firing for an Imperial invasion, a big muckety muck like Lando Calrissian needs to be escorted to safety. And that's exactly what happened as Lando was pulled away by Ark's space patrol and also Mr. Natsuki Sakamori and his troublesome niece, Rika Somyan. And Cincinnati, you were led away while your friends went off to escape. You realized, heroically or not, that you didn't have much choice, mostly because you, the player, weren't here to have a choice, so I just did it for you. And you were led to a secure control and command center over Nephil Station, not far from the area that you guys helped to defend the station from pirates. And you watched, I'm not going to say you watched in horror, that's your choice, but you watched as your beloved ship, the Duchess Gambit, eventually, after fighting a crap ton of stormtroopers, took off into the nebula, not the nebula, but into the space, the gas supergiant, right, to where it was breathable air, took off and tried to pull death-defying stunts and maneuvers to get free from the Star Destroyer and its gravity well generator, which maybe it had, maybe it didn't. The Star Patrol, of course, was not actively working to help because then Nephil Station would get pummeled as a result. So they had to just say, oh no, we did not authorize this ship to leave. In fact, the Duchess Gambit blew out the hangar to escape. Number of TIE fighters as well as turbo lasers from the Star Destroyer punished the Duchess. She lost her hyperspace, her light speed engines were taken out, her auxiliary engines were taken out, her thrusters were disabled.
Oh no, baby.
Life support was nearly destroyed, but recovered. It was painful. You saw little bits of the Duchess Gambit flying away.
Oh no, baby.
You even see the lights of the engine fade like a dying star. And a pair of TIE fighters just swung past her. And you saw her slowly moving towards the Star Destroyer as the tractor beam was engaged. And the Duchess Gambit, in its brave attempt to be free, was captured like a moth. Mr. Sakamori says, well, Lando, sorry you lost your ship, but don't worry. I'm sure that we can scrub all details that ship's attached to you. It's best if we find a place for you to hide. And Rika grabs your hand. Oh, I can take care of that. Little smirk.
No, you don't understand. I have to get back to my ship.
Mr. Sakamori points to the screen. There's not much of your ship left. You own an entire fueling station. I'm sure you can find something else.
Well, it's not just my ship. My crew is there too.
They're probably going to survive this, taken prisoner. I really can't be involved in any further conversations. I'm sure you understand culpable deniability. With that, I need to take care of a few things. Best of luck to you, Lindo. And then he will grab a data pad and call over Patrol Commander Razamon Isers and get a report from her about the damage to the station. Rika says, What a missed cause.
I'll ignore that comment and then turn to her and say, you've got to get me back on that ship.
That's suicide mission, Sin. I mean, Lanto.
I think you know those are the ones we exile at.
Well, if we're doing something stupid, I need a really good slicer.
Is Rosie on that ship? Because she's not a very good slicer, but she is a slicer.
Yeah, but I don't know how to get in contact with her. However, we do have someone in the brig.
Tell me more.
This is Rich reminding you that Lilu Lergy, the
Oh,
partner
my
of Van,
gosh!
who screwed you over, who double-crossed you, is on the
Rich,
brig, Neffel Station.
Rich, you mad genius. Well done.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think Sin is going to like lose all color in his face, but of course he knows she's right. She is the best.
Okay. And I think that's what we needed, right? We'll cut away from that scene.
That was the moment, yes.
Wait. We cut to an Imperial detention center. Just imagine where Princess Leia was kept. The door that opens up, and you can see that it's like a really dark gray to a black matte for the concrete of the cell. And Cos Kingrave in a pair of binders is let in, shoved down, and you fall down. Because remember, there's like a couple steps, if I remember correctly, coming into the detention center. They shove you specifically to make you fall dramatically, and then Tassa Bray let in and shoved after you. And the pair of stormtroopers who had roughly brought you guys in, one of them hits a little button and the binders unhook, and they come down. While another one's covering with their blaster carbine per security protocols to fetch the binders. And then they leave, and the door is closed. Tirlapath is not with you. We have a brief flashback to a moment when Tirlapath was stun blast, and carted off by some other stormtroopers. It's obvious to us, very astute watchers of this show, that they had a stunt double or stand-in, that the actress for Tirlapath obviously isn't actually appearing in this episode. She's just in the intro, also starring so and so as Tirlapath, but that's okay. We're fine with that. We know. We understand. Actors gotta work. It's a low hum of
It's too bad they can only afford 2 pair of binders. You'd think keeping them on us would be better, but well, this didn't really work out the way I was hoping for, Tassa. What do you think we should do?
I'm sorry I got you into this, cause I think this is all my fault.
No, it's all
Uh,
right.
well, did you see the ominous shape that was coming after us? Well, no pun intended.
I don't. I was a bit busy blasting away at bucket heads, and I gotta say, you did great. You did a great job. I think there could be more work in this for you if you want it to be. I mean, assuming we get out of this. But no, I didn't see any particular shape. I don't think.
There was a person who stepped out in black towards the end,
There's always some guy in
and
black with these people. It's like their thing.
they stepped out and contacted me in a way that only my people can. And I think my brother sent people after us.
Hmm.
Fonric
Why would your brother want to
is,
do that?
I don't know. Fonric is very different than what he was whenever he left my people. And he didn't used to be as angry, but you saw they came in shooting. They wanted us dead. And I'm not sure why he would.
Did you say his name was Onric?
Fonric. My
Fonric.
brother's name is Fonric. Yeah.
Fonric.
So
Fonric
Rich, remind me,
Bray?
Rich, remind me, did he reveal his name that's in the character keeper to us?
Darth Ominous.
Yeah.
I think we had like some stormtroopers mention Darth Ominous's name, and like it was mostly ASMR, not ASMR, totally different thing. The like voiceover stuff where they added in later and made sure it was the
ADR.
subtitles.
It was
Thank you,
ADR, but I
ADR.
tell you what, it was ASMR to me, Rich.
Darth Ominous.
Yeah.
Ominous.
But I think that so I think he's embraced anger and hatred. And I don't know why it would be directed towards us or me, but as you can tell, he took out the ship easily, and he's got a lot of people who aren't fond of us.
Yeah. I gotta say, Tassa, yeah, your brother's name was Fonric. His last name would be Bray as well, Fonric Bray.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's changed much, Tassa. I've heard this guy. I've heard of him. He's always been a bit of a, a wrestling gundark, and that's in fitting with if he's this caped guy. Yeah, we're barking up a wrong tree trying to deal with him. We need to get out of here.
Well, what do you mean? What did you hear about him? How did
He
you
was
know?
well. Fawn Rick Bray was my girl Sadie. She brings across all sorts of contracts, right? Everything crosses my desk, and I give everything a good once over to see if there's any profit in it. And I've seen the name, and he was a tough customer. I mean, he was wanted in a few systems. He has the death sentence on 12 systems, I think, at least, maybe even a baker's dozen.
Oh, well, I think I can appeal to him, and maybe I can make him. I don't know. Maybe I can change him. I don't know how far gone he is, and he's my brother.
When was the last time
I
you
have,
saw your brother? Before,
it's been
he threw
years.
us into this cell,
Yeah,
leading an army of bucketheads.
it's been years. Yeah. I don't know why he would do this.
Some people they're not in it for the credit. They have delusions of grandeur past pure profit. And I can't abide it, quite frankly. Ones and zeros, simple, easy business. This whole thing, there's no money in it. Why are these people even hanging on to their empire?
I don't know, and I don't understand. But you're right about one thing. There's no way.
I'm right about a lot of things, but that's neither here nor there.
There's no way that we can do anything if we don't get out of this cell. It looks like you were hit. Let me see what I can do about that. And I'm gonna reach over and do the whole Reiki thing, wave my hands, and I'm gonna do force healing.
Yes, force healing, yes. We have a little music cue that tells us something cool is happening. People are like having conversations on the side. They all pay attention to the screen so we can see the cool effects. What is the wound that Cause is carrying?
I think okay, all right. I just saw the rolls. Cause got skimmed by a couple blaster bullets. Nothing too bad. He's pretty well armored and he's a hell of a shot. But when you take on about a half dozen, one of them's bound to hit you somewhere. So I think he has like a blaster bolt across the back of his knee and the gap between his armor, where it's just the kind of the black undersuit. And so you can see the back of his knee is all scorched up. It's going to be tough to get around on this, but that feels nice.
So I rolled a 7, which is they are healed 1d8 damage, but you attract some unwanted attention while you work.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like you offered me a gift. So
Cody,
delightful.
do you want to roll your healing?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's your fault if you roll like crap.
1d8, you said?
1d8.
All right. I only need 4. I'm only down a little bit. Hey, look at that. +5. I'm maxed. I'm healthy. I'm feeling great. You've never seen an athlete in this condition.
Nice. Shoo. The door opens up as you're finishing up the healing, and we see a yellow and black skinned Zabrak female who, Tassa, you know her mind touch well. She's wearing a cloak, but she, of course, pulls it back, and we see her like cool Zabrak horns, and the yellow and black is like somebody did what are those, like Ken and Ryu in Street Fighter? One's like this
color swaps.
Color swap. They did a color swap with Darth Maul for the stylings, right? Except now they have a girl who's quite muscular, and she's obviously a stunt double for someone else, but she's totally cut and pretty, so they let her have this role where she doesn't talk much, and somebody does ADR voiceover work for her.
Hey, listen, I appreciate the presentation and the whole power play of the deal you're making here. I get it. I'm something of a businessman myself.
She raises her hand. You start to choke. What do? Like, she's doing some kind of crazy force choke. At least she's gesturing while your wind pipe seems tight. Cause Kingrave, what do you?
I think Cause, as he's like holding it at his throat, trying to pull away the invisible force, he looks side eye over to Toss, and he kind of like waves at the this is your sort of thing. And
Sombra tilts her head and looks to you as if saying, "I'm gonna kill him unless you be nice to me or something. Who even knows what she wants?"
And I step forward, and I'm very slowly step forward, very calmly, and I say, as my friend Koss would say, there's no profit in any of this. Why would you want to attack us in this way? We've done nothing.
Oh, nice.
What do you want from us?
Ooh. It sounds like you might be trying to negotiate with her.
What happens? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that sounds exactly right. And I think
Let's
I'm
go ahead and have
probably
you
with that. Yeah.
roll plus cha, because you're so charismatic.
Yeah. Snake eyes.
Oh man, awesome!
Sorry, Cos.
not like that. Oh, I have a lot of money. I can.
She lifts you up and then flings you back into the wall. Please roll a d6.
Well,
Sorry,
thanks for the healing.
Cody's taking damage. I know. Roll a 5. Roll a 5.
Right. Just one. I'm tougher than that.
Fine. It looks bad. And then she says, I'm not here. I'm not here for him. I'm here for you. She levitates some binders and floats them over towards you. Remind her that you failed. So there we go.
Yeah.
Put these on.
And I snap them on, and I'll go with her. And I
Could have
kind
just left those on. We've barely been in here.
and I think as we walk out, I kind of wink back at Kaz, like, be ready.
I know we split all the splits. This is
Kaz immediately starts fashioning a shiv out of a plate of armor.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. You actually have a move kind of like that. That's pretty dope. I am into that. Yeah, you have your armor, but I'm imagining they checked you for obvious weapons. So anything that
Well, not only that, Rich, I my move that we're talking about, pull out a weapon, is when I roll plus stock. Like, so if I don't have a stock, I wonder if I can use it at all.
Oh, that's a fair question. And I really feel like so that these aren't complete nincompoops, you have no stock.
Yeah, for sure. When you have, I'll look into it. But if I don't have a stock, causes like, okay, if I take off this side of my boot panel and just like smash it, he'll make something. That's what.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I'm really into that. Like you're sacrificing armor rating to have some kind of rudimentary weapon.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Wow.
Sweet. So we cut to Cincinnati. I part of me was thinking about leaving the meeting with Lilu Lirji on the cutting room floor for time, but I really want to see it. I'm sorry. I really want to see it.
Let's do it.
Wait, so the brig here looks quite dissimilar from an Imperial brig. I'm thinking that like each cell has that force screen type deal, and it's either side one hallway. So across from where Lilu Lirji is also the other prisoner that you've taken, Virith Dene, and then to Lilu Lirji's right or further down the hallway is where Vanagander is. Now, Virith, you guys had encouraged strongly keep her in a coma. Vanagander, however, is not, because he is a bounty hunter, has rights, and has exercised them. So he's awake. But Lilu she's pulled off her boots. She's seated on the floor. She has something like a charcoal pencil or something, and she's writing formulae on the sleek white. I'm thinking very like Tantive 4 white across all of the interior of this prison cell, the brig cell, right? So she's writing on the white tile floor when you arrive. Oh, hey, Cincinnati. Continues riding.
I think I'm gonna draw my weapon and aim it at her and say, "Tell me why you did it."
You won't believe me. It's okay. I would hate me too. She continues writing her little formula.
Try me.
They told me they found my mom, and if I screwed you over, then they would let her go. And it turns out they were lying. I thought I'd covered all the bases. I tried to make sure that you guys wouldn't get hit too badly, but I messed that up too. I carked up everything.
I know that we don't have like a read a person. Can I study her and roll discern realities to
You
see?
certainly can.
Okay, let's do that. All right. That's a 10.
Whoa, you know Lilu. And you know her tells. She tried playing Sabak with you. Did you ever let her win? Because she was not good.
All the time. I let her win
She
only
knew
to
she knew
steal her
all the
money.
percentages. Like she knew all the percentages, and you still beat her because her face is so expressive that she had every tell imaginable. You just knew you could clean her clock anytime. And it's just like then right now, as she feels terrible because she made yet another bad call. She thought she had all the data. She went with her gut and blew it. And she kind of, yeah, she feels pretty bad. You get that. Go ahead and ask a question.
Um, what is about to happen with her? Like, what are her plans?
Oh, um,
Okay, but first I'll ask, if we get you out of here and and bring you for a job, what are you gonna do? I want to know what is about to happen here.
she glances to her right, which would be Van's cell. Well, you have to get Van out too, she says. But you know her well enough to know if you bring Van out, he's going to take over this situation or take over her, if not the situation. But she has
Uh,
to say it.
right. All right. I think
Does it seem
I
like
think
a fair answer?
yeah, that's a very fair answer, and it makes total sense. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think Cincinnati looks over, and I say, I don't think I believe this whole mother story. And then I grab her and I rough her up a little bit as I'm picking her up by the scruff. And I go,
Nice.
just go with it. And then I like, you Karkin scum. And I drag her
No, I
out
meant
somewhere where
it.
we can
And she
talk.
she tries to play along, and she can do scared. She can do scared real well.
Cool. Cool.
Does it actually feel like a little good after all that you've held in about the way she screwed you over?
So here's what's happening with Cincinnati. Like in his mind, he's having that moment when he's like, oh, why did you have to go and say that? Like, you're not lying. You're not even lying. You're being complete, and you want a second chance. And I want a second chance. And I just had this whole thing with my sister, and I want to go back home, and I want my family to give me a second chance. So now I feel like I need to give you a second chance. Why? Why could you not be just a super horrible person that I don't feel bad shooting? In fact, I probably pull her aside and tell her all that.
Nice, nice. And, and she cries and apologizes and hugs herself to you when you're away from Van's earshot and you share that information. Um, yeah, I I'll help you. I'll help you. I'll make it up to you. I will. I can. I know some of our crew died, but I can make it up to you. That's all I can do. Who wouldn't love you? I mean, your family. I mean,
Look, I you don't have to make it up to me. How about we just say the invoice is tore up and you just help me?
yeah. Can I have my deck and my stuff? And Rika has it. She like drops a kit with a bag, and she'll move over and slide it over her head. And yeah, I think just before the scene ends here, where you've recruited Lilu, uh, you see that another person steps into. I'll say this is like a conference room or something, or interrogation room. Who knows? Uh, but stepping into the room is Virith, the woman who you helped to catch. Uh, she's wearing binders. She does not have her brand new lightsaber, but it looks like Rika Samyan has freed her as well. And she says, "This one's my call. You can't say no because I got us a TIE fighter."
I look at her and I go, are we gonna have a problem? I want to know if she's looking for revenge too. Like, is she gonna shoot me in the back when she gets a chance?
Oh, probably. Yeah, this is probably a terrible idea.
Mm. Okay, then I'll use my last question
Ooh.
to ask, what should I be on the lookout for? And specifically, I'm trying to figure out if we know she's gonna backstab me, how would she do it?
Mm. She has cut whatever deal she needed to with Rika to get back to her master. And we'll say you know the name of Darth Ominous as well.
What a great name. What a great Star Wars name. That's awesome.
I'm pretty happy with it. I'm into it. Sweet.
All right. So if she's going, so I guess your answer is then if she's going to stab me in the back, it's gonna be with Darth Ominous's help, or
If Darth Ominous orders it to be so,
interesting.
she'll stab you in the back. Until then, she's just eager to get back to him.
Okay. Well, this couldn't get any worse, so seems like par for the course.
Okay, so let's cut to Tassa. You are being led down a hallway on the Star Destroyer by Sombra, who is wearing both of her lightsabers at her, in little holsters on her hips, on either hip. And she says, "You know who he is."
Better than anyone.
"You know nothing. You know what he was."
Deep inside, I'm sure that you are still who you used to be as well.
"I used to be alone and afraid. Neither are true anymore. But
That
no,
explains a lot about your bragging way and how boisterous you are. You're trying to cover it up and hide.
she twirls, sticks a finger in your face. "I will give you but one warning, Toss of Bray. If he asks you to become his apprentice, deny him. Because there can only be two." She whirls again and pulls the hood over as if to end the conversation, and then steps and a door opens up, and you see at the end of a long table is your brother in this regalia, the Sith mask and the hood. the mask has been repaired, but you can see it's a job. He stands
And
up.
so he's sitting at a table.
Mhm.
And I'm going to move up and sit next to him, just very calmly. And you know, it's good to see you again. I'm surprised. Um, uh, it's good to see you again. I see that I see that you've lost your way, and I'm glad to have found you so that we can, return.
You are wrong, little sister. I have lost nothing. You. I thought we would meet sooner. But so much has changed. I don't need you like I did before.
You never needed me. We were family, and that made the difference. Um, and you say things have changed, but I don't think things have changed as much as you think.
Well, I am much stronger than you are now, sister.
Strength is an illusion, and we both know that. I mean, and I look around at Sombra, like there are weaknesses within everyone.
Yes, exactly. What is her weakness?
Oh, well, we know, you know, she is full of anger and hate and fear, and it's consumed her until she uh, realizes how she can balance um, such negative emotions
Yes,
until she's in touch with herself and able to balance that. She will always be rash and quick to anger and quick to do things that are unwise. And we both know this.
you see, Sombra, these are not new words. She has known you for how long? She sees it. Your weaknesses.
Sombra steps forward, snaps out a lightsaber. Let me kill her. You don't need a sister, Master. Let me cleave this memory from you.
And I think I turn to him and say, Funric, what has changed for you to have brought you to associate with such people?
I have found the truth. truth of what we are, of what our power means.
Why would you be looking for power? What was missing?
You wish to talk in circles. Little sister, I want to see what you have learned. Go ahead, Sombra. See if you can kill her.
And we hear the and we cut away from that scene. I think I'd like to catch up with Cause Kingrave. Cause, you've been working hard to fashion this rudimentary weapon of
It's
yours.
true. Yeah.
They've left you alone.
Fools.
Dangerous. Fools. They are definitely foolish.
Well,
so what do we see? What are you doing?
I looked into the rules a little bit. It looks like I can
Uh-huh.
still attempt to use my move, arm, whatever. I just don't get a plus anything on it. So what I was thinking
Yes.
is I can roll that, and just because of the situation, it like I'll have to choose like hand or close or something.
Totally.
But yeah, I think what it is he Cause has removed, perhaps where the blaster bolt bit through the back of his knee, he removed the a chunk of armor, and he's just been stomping on it, just going crazy. And to cover up the noise, he's been singing really loudly. And he's just trying to just break off like a sliver off the edge as he puts it on the edge of the stair. This armor's tough, it's durable stuff. So that's what he's working with.
Thank goodness it's not Mandalorian armor, because then
If this was the
break
thing
your
is,
boot.
if it was Beskar, I'm out of luck. If it was plastoid armor, I'm out of luck. That stuff's gonna shatter. You need a quality Durasteel, and you just gotta have the right angle. And let's see if I have the right angle.
Let's see.
2d6 flat, 10. Booyah, baby.
Wow, that is amazing.
So I get to describe it and choose one option from the list below. So yeah, I think he breaks off half of that edge of his armor, so it has kind of a smooth edge that he can hold, and then the other edge is jagged. And so it's like it's almost like I'm holding in effect like a small tree saw, like a little collapsible tree saw that you would use to saw a branch. It's like he's holding just the blade of that, right? So it's just like a slashing, jagged chunk of metal.
Wicked. That sounds terrifying to me. I would not want to get stabbed by that thing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And the whole while he's just singing, the no Jabawa, no Jabawa.
Awesome. I love it. So we cut to Cincinnati. You're obviously cramped down in some kind of compartment in a ship. So please tell me, is Lilu wearing the Imperial pilots, the TIE Imperial pilots helmet, or is it Rika that is piloting the TIE fighter to get you guys into the Star Destroyer?
I know we're tight on time. How married
Uh-huh.
are you for us to get into a TIE fighter? Because I was hoping we could get into a TIE fighter and get in a different way as well.
Oh, okay. I'm not completely married to it. What were you thinking?
I'm thinking that on this gas giant, it is too turbulent to go into the storms of the planet to mine this gas. They have to send people, not ships, to go down there and manually mine this gas.
Oh,
And-
that sounds interesting.
And they have to shoot them deeper and deeper into the planet on these tubes, like they did in, I think it was the third Star Trek reboot movie, where they shoot them out of this like torpedo tube. Now, I'm thinking we need to get into one of these tubes, angle it onto the ship, and shoot ourselves Because we're still like the ship is still on the planet, right? Still in Atmo.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. We have two different teams, one in a TIE fighter and one who is literally shooting itself onto this ship from the surface.
This giving me some very Halo vibes, which I'm into.
Yes.
Now, is it just the person, or are you in a capsule of some kind?
What sounds more interesting to you? I think I
trying to
kind of
think.
like you're like just a person. Like we're just like the atmosphere is right there. We have like cool helmets though, because of course.
Because of course we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, you guys are shot onto the Star Destroyer, and you're just going to try to hack your way in using Lila?
From
That's
the
amazing.
outside.
Okay,
From
I
the
like
outside.
this.
Again,
Are you?
I'm cool with us having two different teams. One team in the TIE fighter, and then another team being shot onto there.
I like the idea of all four of you. Now, is Cincinnati in a stormtrooper outfit?
Do we have a spare one? Because if so, yes.
I mean, would they have a spare one? I think for expediency's sake, for some reason you are in a stormtrooper's outfit. It looks a little old, but it should pass. Good
Cool.
enough.
I think as a
Cool.
stream wipe, we could just basically see, you know, Cincinnati step out, grab a stormtrooper who was kind of in the hallway holding
yeah,
guard, and
that's right.
just gank him, and then.
Well, there were a bunch you guys ganked at the hangar on your escape. So yeah, thank you for that. That totally makes sense. Then also, I think Lilu is not in armor, but Rika will be wearing some stormtrooper armor, and of course, there's a moment where she says, "What? Girls can be stormtroopers too. Shut up." Sweet. Let's see how this goes. I'd like to see you. You're trying to get your way in. It sounds like you're going to be defying danger here. The stakes are high, and you're doing something a little risky. Will you be discovered, or will you be able to insert yourself into? I haven't named the Star Destroyer. Cody, I'm going to assign that to you. Can you find a name for this Star Destroyer, the Venator class Star Destroyer? I'll give you a moment or two to think about it. Let's go ahead and what stat do you think you're using? Are you powering through? Are you employing speed, finesse, or agility? Are you trying to hold steady or endure? I really don't know if you're using any social skills. You're just trying to hack your way inside and sneak around. So, Cisco, what do you think Cincinnati's main stat that applies to this would
Am
be?
I rolling to see if we aim these things right and we're landing where we want to land?
Sure. And if you land where you want to land, then you can get in, no problem. But if you land somewhere awkward, then there could be a fight or there could be some problems.
Okay, I think intelligence makes a lot of sense.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's
Which
see you do it.
Of course, I have none of, but it makes sense. All right, let's do it. It's a 5.
Do you want to be lucky?
Yes, I would like to employ my luck. Thank you for
All right.
remembering
Spend one of your luck and re-roll.
All right, here we go. Come on. Okay, 7. We have marginally gotten to where we wanted to go.
Okay, good. So you guys fly through the air, and I think the 7 I like is that you realize that like the first shot is you're good. Second shot is Rika. Third shot is Lilu, and she's just because the ship was moving, it's off course, and you guys land on one of the like corners of the Reclamator, which is the name of our Venator class Star Destroyer. Thank you very much, Cody. See, I know where to go. I know who the resources are for the best stuff. I
Let's
go
go.
with like professional copywriters for cool Star Destroyer names. That's what I do. But she like lands and bounces and starts to fall off the side, and there's gravity here, right? So she's
no, baby.
scrambling, and it's this smooth slate gray, and that is your mix. You could just let her go. It'll be fine.
Oh
You're
no.
good.
Oh no, now she has a redemption story. I have a redemption story. We gotta see this thing through, baby. I'm gonna launch myself. Actually, I'm going to do a James Bond BS thing, and
Uh-huh.
like we brought these like magnet things, that are attached to us, and I'm like quickly gonna like put my magnet down, and I'm gonna yeet myself and try to like James Bond, grab her and keep her from falling.
Awesome. I think you are. Yeah, I'm gonna. This is a little bit of a tweak. Let's go for defend. You're jumping in to protect her from damage. So roll plus con.
Let's go.
Your con is settle.
Indeed. Uh, so that's an 8.
Okay. On a 7 to 9, you hold 1 readiness. You can spend your readiness 1 for 1 to suffer the damage of her going over. And instead of Lilu, you can have the attack's effect or damage draw all attention from her to you, or strike back and attack her, which doesn't really make sense in this.
I have an idea for that. Let me pitch you this. So
Mhm.
I yeet myself and I grab her, and like this is like the side of the ship, and we're falling, both of us this way, and then the ship sort of like has an indentation, right? And I yeet myself and I catch her, but I slam up against the side of the ship, and she's not
Nice.
going to hit, but I will, and I'm going to take some
Okay.
damage here.
Awesome. Roll me a d6.
All right. 2.
Bam. Slam into it. Luckily, you're wearing Stormtrooper armor, so
Oh,
you
okay.
only take 1 actual hit point of damage.
All right, sounds
It
good.
actually is worth something. The first couple rocks from an Ewok, it'll be fine. First few rocks. After that,
It's that 6,737th rock you gotta watch
something
out
like
for.
that, or the giant rock, or the tree. All those things. Sweet.
There's
These things have mass. They're heavy, guys. It makes sense.
Hey, we already talked about applied physics, so yes.
Sweet. And then we have a moment where Leela looks at you and she's like, tries to gets off her little stuff, and then a hatch opens up. You guys go in. We do a quick star wipe, and yeah, I think Kinggrave, you fashioned this weapon, and door opens up, and you see a stormtrooper come in. What are you doing?
He's clocked me like as I'm building kind of thing.
Nope, you've got it.
Oh, okay, okay.
And you can kind of hide it, but
no, man. As soon as it opens and it's just the one stormtrooper, it's punch forward and take him to the ground and get to dirty work with that blade.
Ooh, nice. So you're just like whatever it takes to get close enough to attack. Let's see you fight.
Okay.
In melee
right.
or close quarters.
Love it. My strength, you know what? The greatest thing about my strength is it's 0. And that's okay, because when you have a mind like mine,
steel trap
with a steel shiv, you're going to see boxcars. Here they come. Oh, baby. Pretty close. An 11.
That's an 11. Uh-oh, we lost somebody.
Oh, no.
Ooh, it's okay. Sweet. So on a 10 plus with fight, your maneuver works as expected, and you deal your damage and get to pick one. Avoid, prevent, or counter your enemy's attack. Strike hard and fast for a d6 of extra damage, but suffer your enemy's attack. Which of those two would you like?
I think it's going to be the first. I'm going to counter their attack. I'm imagining it since your class determines your damage die, which, man, I love. It's a D10, so I'm coming in pretty strong. And Kaz takes him to the ground and kind of wraps up his arms so he can't fire on him. He's going to have him in a grapple with one arm, and then the busted boot shiv in the other. And so I'll roll that D10, and here it comes. Come on, baby. Make it high. 10 max damage.
Snap! You take out that stormtrooper. What does that look like?
It's something they don't show in Star Wars, baby, because it's violent. It ain't looking good. It cuts, and the next time we see it's Kaz putting on the armor and like wiping away a big red smear from the chest. And he
There
has
we
the
go.
E11.
Sweet. I love it. That is phantasmagoric. Oh man, that's a join on the iPhone.
That's how you know something's wrong. If somebody joins back in from a phone, it's like, oh, something broke.
So Steve, welcome back.
Hey, Steven. Oh,
Hey, I'm still here. I just took my video off for a second while
Yeah.
ago. Internet went down for some reason, so I'm gonna go see if I can't reboot the router or something.
Okay, cool. We're gonna mute you. That was a good, clever veil, by the way. I really like that. Thank you, Cisco, for recognizing that. That was perfect timing. Sweet. So, I think we have to have a moment with two PCs meeting up together again. Yay! So, Cincinnati, do you have? You and Rika are both in Stormtrooper armor, and Lilu, are we going with like Lilu's your Chewbacca? Like you've just got binders on her, and she's all nerd up, and you're coming to the detention station. Was that your?
Yeah. She's our prisoner. Yeah.
Cool. So you come into the detention center, detention block 241, and as you do, we'll do a little screen share here because I went to the trouble of having the picture, so might as well use it, right?
Yeah, boy.
This is the check-in area. There are a couple of stormtroopers here, and when you come in, shoo, door opens up, and the stormtroopers look at you and Rika, and one of them says, looks down, "Where did you get the Ratataki? We're not scheduled for any more prisoners in this block."
Mm.
Rika starts, and then she realizes, oh wait, I'm with Cincinnati, who's really good at faking who he is and is a scoundrel at heart. I will let him say something, because I'll
Yeah.
just start shooting.
Yeah, that's smart. I will say something about how none of the records lately have been accurate, and somebody needs retraining.
Nice. Sounds like you're trying to. I think you're trying to bluff your way through here, right?
Well, I have this con artist move.
Ooh, do you now? That's right. You seem to be specialized in such things.
Indeed. Talk yourself out of trouble. Try to convince someone you're more powerful than you really are. Does that work? Okay.
Great. I love this.
All right, cool.
Roll plus cha, which you happen to be good at.
Ah,
Too.
there we go. Plus cha. 14.
There's the boxcars that Cody asked for. 10 plus, you are successful and you gain advantage on the next move taken to deceive the same target. That's pretty cool. Oh, yeah,
I think that's exactly.
Yeah, I know what you mean. What are you gonna do? But we've got a free cell over near the singing guy. Not that I care about your stupid Ratataki, but warning to you. He's off key. Very pitchy.
Oh, singing guy. He wouldn't happen to be singing, and then I sing the song that Kaz was singing earlier, which happens to be something he sings all the time on the ship.
Huh. Yeah, got it in one.
Oh, that sounds awful. Terrible.
Rika like elbows Lilu. Come on, you stupid Greyston idiot. And grabs and starts leading her towards where the stormtrooper is indicated. And Oz, you're stepping out of your cell. Cincinnati, I don't want the two PCs shooting at each other. I'm not trying to set it up. You know that this is the cell that has the person singing a song. And cause you see that there are two stormtroopers who are leading a Ratataki you totally recognize because
Yeah.
you punked her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take my helmet off so he knows it's me. Like as
Oh,
as
you
I'm
like do
coming
the
up.
quick
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey,
And I'm
Kaz will
like,
lift his up. Is everybody in here? Is every stormtrooper somebody else?
you haven't been
And
practicing.
Rika raises her head. Pretty much, yes.
Oh, hey, Rika.
You haven't been practicing.
You guys get here. What do you
Literally,
mean?
You sounded pitchy.
Listen, it's been a while since I stopped by Maz's castle and heard Jabba flow. All right, I'm not a singer. I'm a businessman. Why are we yelling about this? Put the helmet back on.
Yeah, but how are you supposed to be ready
look
for
good
our
in a
performance on the
uniform.
ship if you won't practice? It's like you don't even care about what we have, bro.
Lilu says, priorities?
I'll shoot you again. Listen. We dueled. I'll win this time.
You
Or I'll
don't have
win
to
again.
shoot me. What did you just say again? You just make my ears explode.
we gotta find a very, listen, I'll say it, an attractive dark side woman who choked me and pushed me up against the wall. Kind of looks towards Rika a little bit.
We don't have time for your girlfriends right
I'm
now.
just
Not
saying
that jealous.
she took Tassa. We got to get Tassa.
It's like you have the worst taste in women. Why?
Hey, I'm one of the women he has taste in.
You know what they say, Sin? Lucky in unlucky in love, lucky in business. That's a known saying. Everyone says that on this side of the galaxy.
Everyone says that. I look over to Lilu like nobody says that.
Everybody says it.
I've never heard that.
Well, it must be me. You're not lucky in business. Is all. We
Lilu,
gotta get Tassa.
Like, it's very work-like, and she just goes back to her data pad, and she's like, moves over and like jacks into a thing. She's, I know where Tassa Bray is.
That's
And-
the kind
and
of information
Princess.
we need. That's the information we
They're
need.
in two different places.
That's a problem. Get one first. We shouldn't split up again. I don't want to blast a stormtrooper, find out it was you. I mean, I wouldn't hate it, Sin, but I'd feel bad about it later.
Listen, you've already broken my heart. I might as well be dead.
All right, let's go.
Rika just
Let's
looks
find.
between the two of you guys like, is this happening?
We were supposed to have a performance, and he hasn't been practicing. It's the one thing I asked him. This is important to me. Now I'm going to.
It's what's more important right now is saving Tassa and Tirla. Let's go to Tassa, then find Tirla. I don't want to leave. I saw who took Tassa. I don't want to leave her there long.
Oh, that's perfect cut jump point to lightsaber cutting a red lightsaber cutting the table in half. And Tassa Bray, you don't have a lightsaber. You just have your little disc blade. That's going to be interesting.
I don't think I actually even have the disc blade. They would have taken that from me
Oh.
whenever I came in. Yeah.
That's true. You don't even have a lightsaber.
No.
Oh goodness, this could be very bad for you.
So I think that number one, we're having electrical storms around here. So if I cut out
Okay.
again, I'll switch right over to my cell phone, and it'll take a couple of minutes, but I'll be back.
No
I'll be back.
worries, no worries
Yep.
at all. Thanks for your perseverance.
Oh, no problem. And then number two, so I think I'm just going to do a hack and slash, and I want to
Okay,
see what that
nice.
looks like on the table before I narrate much. And I have a move that lets me roll with wisdom instead of strength. So let me roll that. Oh, I might need to reconnect to the roller.
We can link you.
Let me try and refresh.
I see it. It looks like you
Look,
got
you-
a 9. Yep.
Okay, it came through. Okay.
Yep.
As soon as I hit refresh, it went through. It was just sitting there spinning for a little while. Yeah. So I
Dang,
got a
man,
9
we
on
really
that.
should have hit empathy. Dang. Sorry,
What
I
is
just saw
empathy?
that move. We should hit empathy with Sombra. That would have been cool. Because
Ah.
you definitely like set it up. Anyway, sorry.
So hack and slash is they deal their damage, but I get to deal my damage. We trade damage. So let me tell you what this looks like on screen. So basically, I think what happens is she comes forward and kind of slices the table in two, and I stand up from where the table was, and it's kind of collapsing, and I jump over her with a flip, and as she goes to strike at me, I reach out and she cuts my binders.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I land behind her and shove her, push her telekinetically into the table
Oh, that's
that
dope.
she just cut in half. So I'll roll my damage real quick. So this is my damage,
Oh, and she's going to damage you.
right?
Yeah.
So that's a
This is
3.
mixed.
And then do you want me to roll the damage from myself, or do you want to roll it?
Yeah. She's going to try to hurt you a lot, and she has a lightsaber. The good news is that it's her class that determines her damage, so it's a D8. But if I remember correctly, the lightsaber does. Rich is going to look it up in our gear. Where is it? I think it has certain laser sword. Yeah, precise and messy.
Mm. You roll off of your dex.
She doesn't need to roll. It's just damage.
Yeah, she's just
Okay.
doing the damage. So roll a d8. Oh,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
+1 damage. Dang. Oh, this could hurt a lot.
Mine is also +1 damage, and it's piercing 2.
Oh, sweet. Okay. So
Okay, so the
she's
damage
taken.
I
She took
have
that full
is
damage.
Yep. So the damage I have is 5. I have
+1,
armor
6.
2, 6. Minus my armor. This isn't physical armor. This is, getting out of the way
Just you
fast
being
enough.
you. Yep.
And so I'll take 4. Awesome.
It's messy though.
Yeah.
What does it look like? You get to determine it.
For 4 hit points, it's not like a dismemberment, but I'm awfully tempted to do that just because it's
I
Star
know.
Wars, right?
Yes.
But no,
I'm also
I think
tempted. I laid it at your feet, but I completely agree that is not mechanically quite enough to meet
Yeah.
what I would expect.
Especially as I flip over.
I only had
and,
2 hit points in his whole arm. It's crazy. No, I get
and
you.
I flip over and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna have her. I'm gonna slice off the binders with the lightsaber. Boy, that hand's awfully close, right? No, I think what this looks like is the binders where they separate. I think they're electronic, right? So they had like a battery charge in
Oh
them,
yeah,
and it kind of
You
goes
took.
off. Yeah.
It hurt. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, you roll off. You're free. Um she steps back for a moment, and the table has fallen. And when you look at Sombra, you see out of the corner of your eye, you see something moving. It's not flying right at you. It's moving like slowly, and you see that there is an extinguished lightsaber there. It is neither of Sombra's. It's being offered to you by someone who's using telekinesis, just like you. What do you do?
I'm going to reject it. So I just let it fall to the floor, and we hear that loud boom as it hits the conference room floor. Yeah.
Nice. Sweet.
And
Oh, this is gonna be
I
so
think
good.
I turn to Fonric and I'm like, and I say, you have obviously lost our ways. The lightsabers are the weapons of those that we hate and show a weakness. And then I'll take another action if you want.
Sombra is definitely coming at you now.
Yeah.
She was waiting just for a moment, and when you refuse that, he looks to her and nods. What other action would you like to take?
I think I'm going to say I'm gonna use suggestion, and I'm going to turn to Sombra and I'm going to say, it's obvious that he wants you to fail, and he is unarmed at this point. So I think now is the only chance that you're going to get, and I'm going to roll that.
Let's go.
36. Suggestion is wisdom, so that's +3. And that's a 12. So a 10 plus is they act on your suggestion, or their actions are tempered by their own feelings on the matter. And I think, I say, I turn to Fonric after that and I say, you know, my brother, that evil eats itself, and that if you turn yourself over, as she has, and as you're trying to do, you will you will both succumb to your darkest fears.
Nice.
And that's just a talk. That's not a suggestion. Yeah.
Sweet. You suggest it, and it's what she wanted. And she turns and snaps up the second lightsaber and goes at your brother. He holds a hand up and pushes her back, and he's gonna reach and try to pull for his lightsaber. Are you just gonna stand back and watch them? What are you
No,
doing?
I think I'm gonna reach down to pick up the lightsaber and start disassembling it. Just take it apart to remove the crystal inside.
Okay, he's trying to pull it to him, so I think
Yeah.
there's a contest here if you're taking his lightsaber from him.
Yeah. Yeah. What does that look like? What do
I
you think
think
that
it's
move
gonna
is?
be like you're using telekinesis, he's using telekinesis, so I feel like it's some kind of it's probably gonna drop to defy danger. Does
Okay.
that feel right
Yeah,
to you?
that's fine. Hmm.
And I think since it's using telekinesis with wisdom, let's just do that.
Okay. That sounds good. That's only an 8. So it's a lesser
Okay.
success or a cost or a consequence.
Yeah. You can keep the lightsaber from him. But if you do so, Sombra's going to hurt him.
Um, I do not want that to happen. Um, what if um what if I ignite, I pull it, I can't keep it, and he's pulling hard, and I turn on the lightsaber and let it go.
Cool.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, I like it. It's one of those like 1.5-handed lightsabers. So when it comes up to his hands, he draws it and bam, blocks the twin lightsabers that are coming down. So let's cut back out to the hallway as you guys are racing to try. I guess Lilu is the guy in the chair at this point. You three are Rika, Kaz, and Sin are in Stormtrooper armor, rushing towards where Lilu's got a little bike and she's hiding out in that little command center. And the doors open up. You see what used to be kind of a conference dining room, something or other. There's a bunch of furniture's been thrown around. There are two people fighting with lightsabers, and Tassa is there as well. So Cincinnati, what do you do?
Oh my gosh. Um, I gotta do what Cincinnati always does. He's gonna survey the situation before he makes a decision.
Good call.
Okay. Okay, 7. I get one question.
Oh, don't forget I've got a bad feeling about this as well.
Oh, that's right. That's right, I do. Let me come back to that here in a minute. I can't find the questions. Okay. Okay, so we're seeing two people dueling. Tassa is not one of them. Tassa's just standing there.
Is Tassa just standing there?
Tassa was engaged in this fight.
Uh-huh.
You probably heard her voice as you kind of ran up, so she's doing some talky, but she's not. She is definitely engaged in the fight, just not like in the middle of that sword battle.
Okay, thank you. Sorry,
Yeah.
I misspoke.
Okay, so I think I'll turn to Toss and be like, "What the hell is this? Gotta
Um.
see what does Toss want me to do."
Oh, okay. Um.
I don't know who to shoot.
Yeah.
Can we just get out of here?
No, we should stun them both. That's it. Yeah. Set. Stun them.
I'm gonna turn to Cause and be like,
Shoot
know
some,
how we do
shoot some
this.
balls.
"That's right. You know how we do this. Let's do this." What here is useful or valuable to me to make sure that they're both gonna go down?
You realize that the moment you fire, you're going to get the drop on one of them, but not both.
Okay, which one do we shoot? Toss
So,
up.
anyways, I start blasting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I'm not stunning. I'm shooting Sombra right in the fucking back.
Sweet! Blast them, baby!
that
You
sounds.
take aim and shoot at an enemy at range, roll plus dex.
All right, I just got a +1. I get a 5. I turn up this helmet. You can't see anything in this thing. I don't appreciate being choked. Pew! Oh no, I missed terribly.
Sweet, they are both alerted to your presence, Cause, and Sombra is not gonna go after you because she's busy
Oh,
trying to
hold on.
fight another dude.
I'm so sorry. I was looking
It's
for
okay.
aid or interfere.
Oh.
And I'm like, is there a way it can help? Would it make any difference? And this is advantage, disadvantage. Is it too late for me to see if I could help here?
Oh, that's true. Advantage, disadvantage could totally work here. My brain was thinking you can't get a +2, but you get to re-roll either one of those two. So yes. So before let's roll it back. How is Tossa Bray going to help cause Kinggrave shoot Sombra?
I step between. I see Cause raise his gun, and I step between him and my brother so that he has a clearer line of sight to Sombra. And that's plus bond, is that right?
It
I think I
is.
rolled plus bond. Okay, so let me roll
Yes.
that real quick. See, that's an 8. Yeah. So that
Hey,
is
that
so
gives
we
you
share.
advantage.
All right, so now I'm just rolling. I'm re-rolling an additional die to take. Okay, so I got on my last roll. I rolled 2 2s plus a 1 for 5. So I need this one to be not a 2, and that'll be better. Unless
I think
it's
it
a 1.
needs to be 4 or higher, right?
It's the thing is it's a 3. So I rolled the 3. So it's a 2 plus a 3 plus a 1, and that's a 6.
It's a 6.
And now hold on. There's a lot of math. Let me check this chart. This table. This is down. Okay, 0 to 6. Oh, that's a fail. I think just an out and out fail. Huh.
First
Damn.
of all, Cody, go ahead and mark an XP. Congratulations.
Oh, it's been so long.
It has been.
Hey, I don't want to hear it. You got double XP for one session.
That was your fault.
That was
That
your
was
fault,
my
though,
fault.
Cisco.
That was my
And I loved every minute of it, Cisco.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Awesome. Yeah. So I think, as I'd said before, you fire at her, giving away your location. She blocks it back, and go ahead and roll a d10 there, cause Kinggrave.
That's reasonable. It's reasonable. I'm a hell of a shot. It makes sense.
You are a heck of a shot. You are. This is so good. You would have hurt her so bad. How bad? Let's see.
Just 3. Now,
Just 3.
what's
Kind of
the armor
embarrassing.
on Stormtrooper armor since I've switched out into them? Just 1? Okay,
1.
so I'll take 2. So let me change out that to 1. So I'm down to 23. Is that the best you got to reflect my own shot?
Hey, you deserve that. She set it to stun.
You weren't getting choked by her a minute ago.
Oh, is that the girl you're into?
I'm not into her. I'm just,
Lies and deceit.
this isn't the time, Sin.
You
Look at
probably
Rico.
loved
It's not
every
the
minute
time.
of that
It's not the
choking.
time.
Nice.
Right.
Cool. So Sombra is distracted by bouncing that back. and your brother Tassa moves in for the dismemberment. Do you see it coming? He's coming high, and he's going to take off her arm, possibly cut her in half. What do you do?
I think I want to shove her out of the way.
Ooh, defend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. It is defend. Okay. And my con is 0. So let me roll that. And that's a 9. So I get
Ooh.
1.
You won readiness.
I think I'm gonna draw all attention from my ward to myself.
Sweet. So Sombra blocks the
Oh,
blaster bolt
wait.
from.
Let me take that
Yeah.
back. I'm gonna
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna suffer an attack's damage and effects instead of my ward. So he hits me instead of her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So roll. Oh,
Yeah. Roll D10.
roll a D10. Yes. Oh, it's nothing. It's nothing. It's a joke. It's laughter. It's in the last moment he sees what you've done, and he turns it. He turns the blade, and it just barely glances off your shoulder. You can almost not feel it. His skill is impressive in avoiding a killing blow to his own sister, who he wants to take as his apprentice or something.
And I say, see what your hate and anger has brought you to. You could have killed one that you didn't want to.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. He says, "Hey, maybe we should just go."
Who says that?
Sin? Rika.
Oh,
Maybe
Rika.
we should just go.
Not today. Today,
No. We should save Princess Path. She's worth a lot more.
today, Sin does not walk away. And then I'm a try to stun somebody.
All right. Who do you want to shoot with your stun? As 3 force wielders are in a lot of drama going on right now.
Yeah, what a cluster mess. The one that's attacking Tossa, please.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go pew pew. That's with Dex. All right, let's go pew pew. My Dex is 1, I think. 9.
Ooh. Okay. With a 9,
Can I aid with that?
you could.
Yeah. So let me roll that and I'll see what it looks like. So this is with Bond. So I got an 11. And the way that I aided was from the words that I said, I think struck home.
Yeah, I like that.
Nice. And it has made him a bigger target, maybe an easier target.
Yeah.
Right,
Paying
I
attention
rolled-
to me, not to you.
Nice.
And to whom were you firing on?
My brother.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wilson's brother.
Nice. Sweet.
Darth Ominous. 6, a 4, and a 2. Nope, that's still the same.
Ooh. So a 6, 4, and a 2.
Wait, a 6 and a
So you-
4. That should have been a 10. Did I put
Wait,
-1?
No. Tossa rolled.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Six-
So it's
I
a
rolled-
6 and a 2 and a 2. So your best is a
Yeah,
9.
6 and a
Yeah.
2. So it's still a 9.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool,
Sorry,
cool.
we have to look back in the history of rolls there, but we got it. So it's still a 9, which means 7 and 9. Your maneuver works, mostly deal your damage, but you suffer your enemy's attack. So what does that look like? I think it's you stun, and let's talk just for a moment about stun damage. Are we saying that getting hit by stun is going to knock Fonrek out? Or are we saying that S damage works differently?
So
S stun damage.
narratively, let's talk about, do we expect a stun blaster bolt fired at Darth Vader would take him out? I don't think so. I think it might cause a condition,
Mhm.
right? He's distracted or he's struggling, but it wouldn't put him down.
Yeah, I think to be real particular, I think it should never be one, but we've seen stun bolts work in one shot. That's the whole point of them. So maybe
Mhm.
it's like there's a threshold where you roll the stun damage, and if it's over something, it stuns. If not, it does nothing. It's just like they shrug it off. Or I guess you could do an ability, a debility, and then if there's 6 debilities, they're out. I just, you know what I mean? It just feels like because stun bolts are used for that, and we did it the other time, but just because we got the jump on them, I could see like a really well placed one. Like if you rolled a 10 out of, if you rolled a 9 or a 10 on a 10-sided die, that will take them out, but maybe not for long because they're narratively pretty powerful beings. I don't know. That's just a thought.
On a 7 to 9, like I'm gonna piggyback off what Cody said. On a 10 plus, maybe yeah, it takes them out. But on a 7 to 9, I'm okay with it just taking HP off, because HP doesn't necessarily need to be damage. It can also be like them just getting more and more tired.
Mhm.
Stress. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I do find that, like, the moment we say there's a threshold for stun to work is interesting, but it does mean that now that's how it has to work for everybody, unless we say these are the stun bolt rules for major characters. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Is there in this game in this is there like classifications of like magnitude like there is for ships, right? Like silhouette size and all that
Oh,
nonsense
true.
from
Yeah,
Edge of the
there's
Empire.
the Duchess Gambit is a medium scale, and there is scaling damage. So
So
you could
is
say someone's like PC level
yeah, maybe there's
for a threat. That
to
could
get
be
wild. Is there a scale for yeah? It's like, oh, this is a like stormtroopers. They're mook level scale, whatever we call
So
it.
let's
so
talk about.
look. Hmm?
I'm sorry.
Go
I was
ahead.
going to say I keep looking for a narrative answer.
Mhm.
Another
Yeah,
narrative
that's where I'm
option.
leaning too.
What about if he blocks the stun bolt or reflects it, and it hits Sombra instead, who is taken out? Then your main target is still, active, but your stun bolt still completely worked.
I think that works as a mixed result quite well, and it's narratively interesting. So let's forego how do stone bolts work and the sticky situation there, especially for time, and say that's how it goes. The stun bolt takes out Sombra. She falls to the deck, and Fonric is unharmed. And I think now after she falls to the deck and the three of you are there facing off Fonric, Rika's going to scream, "More troopers coming!" And you hear over comms, Cause and Sin from Lilu, "Hey, I've got the yeah, oh man, the Duchess is in rough shape. Maybe we should steal a different ship." But I'm here. I'm here in the hangar. And I think that is where we will bring this session to a close in a weird cliffhangery moment, if that's okay with everybody, because we still got some questions to answer and all that fun stuff. Cool. Okay. Well, we are end of session. Please look at your drives and your bonds. And I will start with Cody to ask, Cody, did Cause take a risk to help someone in a way that reflects your bond with them?
Yes, I think taking the risk to go after Tassa, because my bond changed from Tassa for me not trusting them to has my back when things go wrong. So
Nice.
I think so.
And then did you demonstrate or struggle with your drive? I think that early first scene about talking about money for sure was demonstrating it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go with that.
you not agree? It felt like
I
you were
just
saying money
yeah,
motivated.
yeah, I suppose it's just yeah. I think I keep thinking of it as very much like my drive is gain profit from a hunt. Did I gain it or try to gain it? And I haven't. I've discussed it. I discussed that that's my motivation. So maybe I feel that that's a reasonable take on it.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying though. In the did you necessarily put yourself at risk to gain profit from a hunt? I didn't lure or tempt you
Yeah,
to really test that drive. I'll leave it up
yeah.
to you. You get to choose if you get the XP or not.
I'll say no.
Okay, fair enough. Then Steven, for Tassa, did Tassa take a risk to help someone in a way that reflects their bond with them?
So I think that the conversation that we had in the prison cell, that Cause knew my brother and was like, he's a bad guy, and yet I'm still defending him and saying, no, stun him, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I agree. And then
My
wait, that was for
drive,
Bond? Yeah,
that was
drive,
for
drive.
Bond. My drive is uncover a hidden truth or reveal corruption, which I think the corruption of Sombra and Fonric, yeah, both come into play.
Sounds good.
Hmm.
And then finally, Cisco, for Cincinnati, did you take a risk to help someone in a way that reflects your bond with them?
For some reason, my bond sentence with Cos Kengrave is deleted. I don't know what happened. Cody, do you remember
Uh-oh.
what the sentence was?
No. Let me
Don't
think here.
remember.
Oh, it's S. Somebody typed S while they had it highlight. Can you hit Control Z and see if it backs out?
Rich,
Let's
I
see.
think it's you selected it. Oh no, maybe it's
No,
not.
I just now selected it.
Okay.
I might be able to help with that because I should have a backup.
I also can pull it back up. I believe. So I'll try to
I
find
think
it.
it's cause it's like something about me and you being like a good
Yeah, you guys had a
accomplice.
scheme together about selling the. I think.
No, that was me. Cause Kengrave is a useful accomplice.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Thank you so much. So what was the question again?
Did you? I'm gonna grab and put that back.
I'm typing. Oh, okay.
Oh, well, sorry. I will.
No,
I
you're
will
good.
stop. I
Oh,
backed out.
Okay.
Did you take a risk or help someone in a way that reflects your bond with them?
I guess so, yeah. Because we're doing accomplice and type stuff.
Yeah, the whole prison break kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, seems
Cool.
good. All right. So
And then did you demonstrate or struggle with your drive? Your drive being defiance, breaking the law.
I would say yes.
Yeah, for sure. All right, now this question's for everyone. Each yes, everyone gets to mark XP. Did you have a thrilling adventure?
Hell yeah.
Yes.
And did you discover something about the galaxy or its history?
Yo. Well,
I
yeah,
think there's some stuff going on with that Sombra, Darth Ominous, Tassa triad. I think that
Yeah.
definitely.
agreed.
I agree.
Did we find out this session that Darth Ominous was Tassa's brother?
Last
Yes.
session.
Last
It was
session.
at the very end of last session. That was
Okay.
kind of the
True,
stinger.
True.
I have to go back and watch that video. The end of that video then. That's a heck of a reveal.
Did you defeat a threat to the region or the people?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna try.
Count.
Did you recover or redeem someone or something once thought lost? And I'm going to say yes for Lilu. Not for
Oh.
Fonric, but for Lilu. That you
That's
gave her
good.
another chance and you're working to help her restore her lost honor. I like that. Did you restore hope?
It seems like we're working towards that, but I don't think hope is
Restored quite yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you. That sounds good to me. All right, those are all the XP bits. Let's do some stars and wishes. I've started the template for writing the move. Stun that guy.
Love it.
We'll figure it out. Cool. So let's start with wishes so we can end with stars. Who's got wishes? 2 sessions left.
So wishes, I'll start with, what you already, the cheap one, which is, we need to figure out narratively or, mechanically how to deal with stun. Because we did it a couple of sessions ago and it took a guy out and that made sense, but it seems cheap to do it now, and how can we make it feel Star Warsy and all of that? And the
Yep.
other, of course, is to see the princess come back, to see Anders. Yeah.
Okay, got any non-cheap ones?
I'd have to think about that a little bit. So.
Okay, if you want to circle back in, that's cool. Cody?
Yeah, I'll
Seemed like
pop
you
in a
were gonna
wish.
say.
I would like to. I'm very excited for this to follow up with some blasting. That's going to be fun. I would like to, in the next few sessions, get paid. I would like to actually have that kind of like, that's the start. That was the start of my arc. I need to get paid for this, and
Mhm.
and so whether that means whatever that happens with Tirla, because the bounty, the job was to get her out of there to her aunts, I believe. I'd like to see that resolve in some capacity, so that I don't have to answer, well, I kind of struggled with my drive. Give me that profit.
That sounds great to me. Good then. What about you, Cisco?
No
Wishes?
wishes for me, I don't think. Not right now.
Okay. You went last with wishes. You could go first with stars.
All right. Stars to Stephen and Cody. I just love y'all's dialogue. Like that scene of both of you in the cell was really, really, really entertaining. Both of y'all had great dialogue. And then Rich, tying Darth Ominous, being Toss's brother. Beautiful Star Wars, classic Star Wars connection. And then bringing back Lilu the way that you did, because of course I would have to take Lilo with me on this. That was very well done.
Glad that didn't make you angry at me for being cheesy, but I was like, yeah, I like this idea. Yay.
Star Wars, man. It's just it repeats itself like a poem.
It rhymes. Sweet.
Mhm.
Thanks, Cisco. Cody, what about you? Any stars?
Yeah, echoing what Cisco said, Steven, that first scene with our characters I really enjoyed. We haven't had a moment together, and so I'm happy we got to, and the way it played out was a lot of fun. Cisco, I really liked the way you pitched, hey, I know about the TIE fighter, but can we just like launch to get over there to speed up like that thing? I just dug that. I think that's like a cool kind of like recognition of like, I don't need all this to myself or whatever. Like let me just get a little bit further, and pitching another option I think was cool. It's just a good awareness of what's going on. Rich, big stars for the second chance with the slicer. Perfect. I love that. I think just if you're scoundrels, you should constantly be falling into, oh, we have to work with the scoundrel, but we double cross the scoundrel, but now we're back. Like that's the whole dynamic of Lando and Han, and it's just DJ. I love that. So I think that was great. Also, Sombra coming in and force choking me. First of all, force choke me, Sombra. Am I right? And I also love being in that kind of threatened danger, but still like role playing. There's, I don't know, it's not something you get often, is like the dark sider full on being like, I could end this for you, and you're like, I guess I'll play through this scenario. Usually it's stun and gun or run. So I don't know, those are my big stars.
Good. Thank you, Cody. I appreciate
I have
that.
a new wish. I want to see a triangle between Kaz, Enrica, and Sombra.
Ooh.
I love that I marked no relationships for me, thanks, in the safety and rollers. And I do this, I do the romance options. I do this every single game. I say, no, I'm good. And then 3 sessions deep, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, let's every time. This happens every time to me. I just need to know who I am.
All good. All good. Steven, any stars out there left?
Yeah. So, again, I really liked getting the one-on-one time with Kaz. That was a lot of fun. And it was exciting to see everybody split apart, kind of do their own thing, and then come back together. That was very satisfying. I liked that a lot. And just the action with Lilu. I liked bringing her in and seeing some of the NPCs and how the PCs got to interact with them. It was just a lot of fun. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad everybody had a good time. I quite enjoyed this session. Yes.
I thought of another wish that's a little bit not cheap, which is we had a major plot point of slavery in some of the earlier games, and I want to make sure that's not dismissed during the finale of the game or during the rest of the sessions.
Yes, we did. We should not walk away from that. Thank you. Good. Thank you for that reminder. Excellent. Great game. Great playing with you guys. Looking forward to the penultimate session next week. So thank you all so much. With that, we'll stop the recording here.